Okay, do we have anything else on the events calendar aside from September 8th and the debate on October 13th?
And nobody's got a time because I even called the campaign office and they said CNN hasn't given us a time yet.
Oh, perfect.
You know, they're going to wait until probably a week before to give us a time. But we can still create flyers and then just tell people to watch for a time announcement. I created a Bernie event for it, but I just put 6 to 9 and then put question mark after it. Because you can't leave the time blank when you create an event on Bernie's page.
2 hours with my hand like standing there really sucked. It was good. I mean, whatever. But in any case, yeah. So this is your first memorable
Okay.
Okay.
Jim?
Yeah, because the first one I guess was at Joey's house. You met Joey? Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And then from there, there's been a few I guess the next few ones are maybe
Also give them some credit for holding it. Very confident in it.
Yeah, we're
Hi. All right, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I work with kids, so I can't leave until the kids are gone. Can't leave them there. So my name's Annika, and I am with the group here for Walk Come for Bernie Sanders. I see a lot of new faces, which is exciting. So we're gonna try and go around just really quick, your name and maybe something that why you're here. So just something really quick. So my name's Annika, and I'm here because I really want to get Bernie elected. He is a lot of what he's trying to get done really aligns with how I view how education should be in the country. So that's really important to me. So I'm gonna start you.
My name is Colleen. I moved up here from Seattle to a very, I'll speak. I'm louder. I have a hard time yelling, even though I'm the oldest with 5 other kids. I don't yell well. But I moved up here to get into the rural life and found that I really miss progressive people. And I've been listening to Bernie Sanders for years with Tom Hartman. And yeah, you guys, So I'm here to support him, but I also brought the I-795 petition. If you haven't signed it, I've got it here. If you have, thank you. We're trying to get this initiative on the November ballot. So go Bernie.
Thank you.
My name is Jeff Kaplan. Why am I here? Bernie the man. I agree with almost all of his positions, and I just love that he speaks from the heart and he can't be bald. My wife and I divide our time between San Diego and here. We'll be here through December, then we'll be down in San Diego in the spring.
Awesome.
My name is Jan Schlack, and I recently moved to Blaine, Washington from Minnesota. And for 25 years, I was supervisor of the financial unit in Meager County Social Services. So I was the person in charge of giving people welfare and medical assistance and food stamps. Enough said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Dave Schlaff, and we're both retired as well. And I do a lot of volunteer work with people that probably would need my help if we had a government that cared about its people. So
Right.
everything Bernie says resonates with me.
Yeah.
My name is John Vieira, and I lived actually in Mount Vernon, and I came up here because I couldn't find any work down there.
Right.
Even though my wife and I attended the Burlington presentation at the library that night evening with the transmission to the entire nation, and signed up for that, but nobody's ever said anything or done anything, and I'm not on Facebook, or I don't do that stuff. I'm well into computers. So why am I here? I'm here, like the rest of you, to save this nation.
Yeah.
I was born in '37, so I remember FDR dying because my parents were crying, and I was a child, 9 years old. When I never saw my parents, I used to cry. And then later on, as I grew up, I began to realize just how important that president was.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, Bernie is a protege of FDR. Because I actually have done research to listen to his speeches, FDR's, and they're very forceful. And he was a well-to-do man. He was in the upper class, but he fought for the people, not for the corporation.
Yeah. Sure.
Well said.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Doug Gustafson. I am a small business owner. I first heard about Bernie Sanders from watching Capitalism, A Love Story, by Michael Moore. And like he said in that movie, like, hey, we actually do have a senator who's socialist. And I'm like, seriously, we in the United States, we have a socialist senator, really. And that's how I first learned about him, right? And then I kind of just was like, oh yeah, he seems nice. So then in about 2013, I started seeing a lot more recent videos of different sessions in Congress, and I was like, man, this guy is actually really good. All these guys, I don't know, they're not speaking my language, but this guy is speaking my language. I've worked in different sectors. I've worked in the government, or just working for the university, but it's kind of semi-public, Then I've worked for myself in a small business, and I've worked for corporations. And so I actually started my own business because I had a few bad experiences at working at many jobs that were like, everything's kind of commoditized. You're treated kind of like you're just, oh, you can make money for me, but you're not really valuable as a person. And then so I basically, started my own business, and I'm happy that I did that ever since. But what I'm saying is that I really agree with the view that people come first. It's not profits come second. Great, make money. There's no problem with that. But you got to make sure that people's needs are taken care of first, and that includes. And I actually really like that he comes up with real ideas, like yes, we can pay for college tuition by putting a 0.5% tax on Wall Street trades. So every stock trade that happens, you put a tiny 0.5% tax on that. And then that produces billions of dollars that then you can give everybody free college education. That helps with equality. I really like the idea of you expand Social Security by raising the cap on taxable income. I think it's kind of weird that Bill Gates pays the same dollar amount into Social Security as somebody who makes $118,000 a year. So if you raise that cap, you could actually increase benefits and maybe lower the retirement age, which would make it so that regular workers, would there be more jobs free for younger people to rise up. You don't have grandparents competing against children. But that's my take on it.
My name's Jessie. I'm here because pretty much agrees on everything, and I really love how he refuses to get into making random mean statements about other politicians.
It doesn't get
He
personal.
redirects people in interviews if they try and get him what do you think about Hillary's email scandal? I don't want to talk about that. You have to get a question. It's like,
Or what do you think of his hair?
So, and I'm Lizzie, and I knew about Bernie because when we started dating 4 years ago, he told me about Bernie, and he actually has a lot of the same views as Doug, everybody to get free healthcare and all that, which I'm all for too. So I wasn't into politics politics actually until Bernie ran. I always hear he researches politics all day, like 38 hours a day. But I only know about what I know is only initially from Doug, and then he always talked about Bernie. So when Bernie ran, I started actually getting into politics and all that. And I like that Bernie has a decades-long consistent record of voting, and we have that. And Bernie Vermont is kind of like his portfolio for us to do that. A lot of things strategies. And I like that he has a plan, like he said. Like it's hard, like anybody else is like, okay, but how are you gonna fund that? And he actually has it. So that's it.
Hi, my name's Jim. I'm here in Bellingham. I'm a transplant from Iowa. I moved here because of medical marijuana, because I didn't want to take opiates anymore and be controlled by the pharmacies. And then I came here and I got involved in the medical cannabis fight here. And then all of a sudden this guy from Vermont shows up and says he's going to run for president. I'm like, who in the hell are you? Well, I'd heard of him before, and when I lived in Minnesota, because I worked on Paul Wellstone's campaign, and he used to talk about Bernie a lot and how he had an ally in there. And I just never really saw any need to be in politics. I just thought my vote didn't count. And then when I hear Bernie talk, it gives me hope again. I guess that's the biggest reason I'm here. I feel like it's hope. I feel like this is the millennials' chance to get their JFK in office. And if you don't do it if we don't save our country this election, by next presidential election, I'm sorry to tell you, but I don't think there's any coming back from corporate America. So that's why I'm here. This is do or die for me.
My name is Nick Fleet. I'm a college student here in Bellingham, but I live up in Linden. So the reason I'm here is because I can't talk about Bernie and Linden.
This will be our secret.
I've already lost some friends over that one. That's all right.
Yeah.
I found out about Bernie actually from a close friend of mine. Just started talking about him nonstop here about a year ago. And I grew up actually pretty Republican, not fully agreeing with all that, but it's kind of my background. And listened to Bernie a whole lot since then, and it's just really kind of opened up my mind and views. I actually agree with pretty much all of Bernie's platform. I'm really excited to be part of this campaign and hopefully put him in office.
I'm Ruth, and I'm new to Bellingham. I just moved here on July 22nd, and so I thought this might be a nice way to meet some like-minded people. And I'm a big Bernie fan, as everyone has been. You can just, have a mile-long list of reasons why you like him, and I just think that he is a person who can be bought, and he is a good man who's not going to be an embarrassment to us, and I think he'll be good on the international stage. And if he gets elected president, then I can stop my search of where else I can live when I get old or sick. Yeah.
My name is Francesca, and I feel the burn. And I received exposure to him through Tom Hartman. Thank you, Tom. And the man makes sense. He has answers. He has solutions. And he needs to be elected because this country is in big trouble.
My name is Colin. I'm a student at Western, and I work at Harbor Freight. Because if we're at Harbor Freight, chances are you're going to see me there. I'm voting for Bernie because the United States has a pretty significant platform in the world stage when it comes to changing some of the global problems that we have. And in terms of how to make diversity work, in terms of how to make climate change work, how to make it so that we have sustainable resources, how to make it so we have a global healthcare system, global education system. The U.S. has a very unique platform in history right now where we can show the world that diversity does work. Having a large group of different people can make a better society. And logically, all of the things that Bernie has proposed that he wants to do can show the world that America can lead the world when it comes to changing all of these issues, making the planet work with us, not just for us, making tuition free, making it so our government works for everybody and makes everybody have a decent living, as opposed to just trying to make a profit. So I'm here because, yes, like what was said before, America is in huge trouble, but these are practical, logical, reasonable solutions that can not only make us a better country, it can make us a great country, and it can make us, in consequence, because of our state, can make a better world. So that's why I'm here.
My name is Patrick, and I first got introduced to Bernie by listening to Tom Martin on the radio, and I was intrigued by who this person was. He came out with all these radical ideas that made sense. And I'm convinced that if we don't get Bernie elected this year, this next year, I should say, that this country is in deep trouble. We're just going off the deep end, and I don't see any hope. It will all belong to the corporations.
My name is John, and at the risk of repeating myself, the TPA was voted in, and it's now in effect. There's no changes to the thing. It just goes to the Congress for an up or down vote. This is the TPP. This is going to happen within a couple of months from now. And if that goes through, we are serious, serious trouble, no matter who gets elected president next in 16. TPP has an ISDS, that's Investor State Settlement Dispute. That means that any corporation can go to any country that's involved in the TPP and say, okay, this law you have right here on the books, because you have that law, I'm not going to make $50 billion. So you owe me $50 billion, man. So come across. And the only alternative then is to wipe the law off the books. Okay? So legislation means nothing anymore. But if the TPP gets passed, you will be at the mercy of any corporate lawyer that wants to file suit against the country.
It's already happened before.
In the United States.
But it's been happening for centuries.
Right.
It's not, now we just know about it.
The United States
Yeah.
has just lost a suit in the ISDS. And the suit was that we label the country of origin food. There was a law passed by Congress to do that. Well, that law no longer exists because Congress rescinded it. Because the corporation came through Congress and said, like the United States said, yours. I forget how much it was, it was a lot of money to pay. And so instead of paying up, they just said, oh, we'll get rid of the law. So now you don't know when you go in the store where it came from, where the meat came from. And this is the kind of thing that you see over and over and over again. TPP passes. It's like NAFTA on steroids.
Yeah.
The ISDS exists in NAFTA.
Yeah.
Okay. It does not exist. I mean, it has to be a corporation that's affiliated with Mexico or Canada.
Right. Right. But the TPP is 24 countries.
Oh, yeah. It's big time.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, we're gonna speed it up a little. So we're at 3.5 hours, but thank you though. That's good talk though. No, and I agree.
It's the next thing that's coming up.
Yeah. No, it's serious. Yeah.
I'm John. I'm here because Bernie fights corruption on all the different points. Like that's pretty much his staple point. He fights corruption on all levels. And what's most important to me is education, because when people can't rationalize a reason, then it becomes a lot easier to corrupt and to pull the wool over their eyes. So that's what I'm here.
My name is Delita, and I'm here to see how I can provide some of those recent hours to support the campaign.
I'm Dave, and I'm from Norway, so being a social democrat,
We're gonna move there.
I think it'll be a good deal for everybody going in
I'm Dave. Near as I can tell, there are two politicians on the federal level that A, are talking about the things that are actually important right now, and B, not mostly full of crap. And that's Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. And when Bernie Sanders jumped in, my first thought was, thank God he'll have a voice. He may not be able to win, but at least he can get his message out. And I've been amazed at how quickly the country has caught on. And I'm not thinking that way anymore. I'm now thinking, I want to see President Sanders.
Yeah.
Vice President Warren.
Yeah.
Why do we need her in the Senate?
No, Senate, no, that's much more powerful.
I'm Lynn. I've been, like many people, listening to Bernie Sanders for years. He is the only politician who speaks, when they speak, it feels like the truth to me, and that he has been consistent. He has not changed his position to play the political game. I really feel like he is authentic and one of the only politicians I feel like I can trust.
I'm Andrea. I was a fan of Bernie from ways back. I met him when I lived in Vermont in 1998, and I've been following him ever since, his career in House and Senate. And I think he's the real deal. He's who he's always been. But I think right now he has a stage that we can start talking about these things that are important to a lot of people on the left and the right. And I'm a social worker, which is not just your job, it's kind of who you are. And social justice is a big deal for me, and Bernie's my guy.
I'm Stacy Weller. I took a survey today that said I'm 97% Bernie. I'm all over that. I'm tired of corporations and government co-opting us. It's like Oz and the curtain has come back, and what are we going to do about it? I'm ready to, what can we do? I want to become a social democrat like you. Go Bernie. Go Delano.
I'm Lucy, and I'm here because I'm pretty new to the Bernie bandwagon, but I have never donated to a political campaign before, because even though there have been candidates that I've voted for and support, I've never really totally felt like you were saying that they're telling the truth and being totally honest and will follow through. And so I don't have a lot of money, but I'm donating $10 a month. That's what I can afford, and it's the best I can do. And hopefully at some point in the future, we'll work and get it reelected. And I'm really it's so refreshing to hear not only common sense sanity, but the opposite of hateful insanity that we've been hearing from either hatefulness or insanity or both from all the other candidates that you see in the popular media. So it's nice refreshing.
I'm Cindy. I've lived here for about 3 years, I guess. Like Lynn, I lived in Vermont in the early 80s when Bernie was our mayor. So I met him several times. He was always out on the streets. And you could just walk up to him and talk to him about anything. And it is so true. His position, his character, his attitude has not changed. As I moved out of Vermont, I just kept one eyeball on him in the Senate, feeling very proud that we had a socialist in our government. I felt every government should have at least one. So when this whole Bernie movement started, I was there. I've been there from the beginning. When he was going to vote, I was right there saying, yes, do it, do it, do it, do it. Got my t-shirt, been paying money, and I am here, like Lita, to see what can I do? What can I do? He's really who he has always been. I'm a teacher, and I work at the community college, and I feel that yes, if you are willing to hang in there for 4 semesters and get your associates, you should have that open to you with no restrictions. The other thing I want to say is that we need to talk. FDR and my great-grandfather were first cousins. Oh. So I want to know anything you have to tell me. So.
I'm Joe, and I think I'm here for most reasons. The same reasons that most of you have already laid out. Maybe to pick just one. I'm a former student with double digits debt and still left to obtain almost. I think that's ridiculous that anyone should have to go into that kind of debt to go to school. It's quite a logical solution to that problem, so I'd like to see that.
I'm Jesse, this is Gracie, who just got spooked out. The last time I worked on a presidential campaign was in 1968, when I tried to get McCarthy elected. And the anti-war candidate, many of you are way too young to remember that, and that didn't work. And I've never, ever sent a penny or supported a political candidate since then. I've been a street organizer, I've been a communist, I've been a labor organizer, I've been a community organizer, but I never thought I would come back to a political meeting. And I just moved here from Vermont 11 years ago. And you're absolutely right. I don't even know what he was when I was there. I just know every time there was a do, Bernie Sanders was there. He just was always there. So when I heard that he was running for president, it's like, that's a no-brainer. So I'm so glad I tried to get to another meeting. It's hard to get without a car, but anyway, I'm glad I'm here. And I want to help. I have a lot of organizing experience. I want to see Bernie and Elizabeth as a vice president.
My name is Chris, and I'm here because we, a group of us have started out, and we felt like everybody in here, I got to do something. This is more important than anything, in my opinion, that has happened in 30, 40, maybe 50 years. And corporatocracy and government, it's all a blur right now. And we have one last chance. This is it. This is like humanity has this vote. And I feel that strongly about it. I'm shaking. It's that big. As you can see, government and the political system and corporations are all tied together, and it makes no sense. And it has to be greed. I can't think how we could sabotage the country like is currently happening, and we have one chance to have a voice. And it's so important that everybody goes to caucus, and we'll talk about that, and everybody does something, in my opinion, to make this happen. It is happening. We can do this. The growth that we've seen in 5 weeks is amazing. And so glad you're here. Thank you. And talk to Bernie. Talk to everybody about Bernie. Thanks.
Revolution.
My name is Crystal Jameson, and I haven't voted for years. The first time I voted was for Jimmy Carter, and then I didn't think I was ever going to vote again until Bernie came along. And I like them fighting the corporations and wanting to get jobs back here, and it's for the environment. And I just think he's going to save this country and the world. I think he's our only hope, just like Chris. Yeah, I think he can win. I think the crowd, the big crowds that are going out to see him, even though the main media don't put it out there, I think that people on Facebook and on Twitter, all that, it's getting out there. It really helps. And that's it.
My name is Scott Sanderson. I do, well, first of all, everything that all of you have said, those are the reasons that I'm here. That's why I support Bernie, and I want to do everything I can to contribute to helping get his message out there and everything else. I do like social, political, environmental activism. That's why I moved here from Michigan. This community is such a very strong grassroots community, and I've gotten involved in a lot of different local agencies and so on, and got involved in local politics here for the last couple election cycles. So I know who all the electeds are. They all know who I am, and I do a lot of like social media work. I also work with like cabinet building materials, a lot of cutting edge type things. And I work on Facebook. I got a huge network there, global, and I'm going to try and do everything I can to bring all the attention to you guys, everything that shows up in these guys' pages. I'm going to share with everybody that I can get it in the hands of. And I hope that all you do too, and I'm very proud to be in this room with all of you people that are trying to help Bernie to get that message out there to make the difference that we all feel is so vital.
My name's Nancy Hondo, and I'm Canadian. I live in Vancouver, and I'm here to support my partner Scott's interest in committee.
My name's Steve Koch, and I'm a retired local labor leader, and I've worked on a lot of campaigns, and to tell you the truth, most of them I felt like I was supporting the less of two evils a lot of times, you know, and Bernie's one of the first ones in a long time that I didn't feel that way. And I think that Obama offered a whole lot to the table, but was met with such incredible resistance that really didn't have a chance. And unfortunately, instead of going in and kicking butt, he tried to work with people and compromise, and we see how well that worked. Not very well at all. Although he did bring the whole social media and a lot of things to the table that worked very well. By the last midterm election, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but there was a ton more votes for Democrats than there were Republicans in both the House and the Senate. Yet they took both the House and the Senate over. And it's through the gerrymandering and all the crap that's gone on. But it's a presidential election, and if we have another landslide, we can win the election. At the very least, by Bernie being in the race, I think he's got a great chance. I see more and more all the time that he's got a good chance. At the very least, though, he's going to move the conversation far to the left, which we all want. That's a great thing. I think we got to be careful not to start hanging other Democrats just in favor of Bernie. But I think Bernie's the guy that could do it, and that's what we're all hoping for and working for.
I mean, sorry.
Could I just point out one thing? A lot of people in the media and even some people here have expressed, I don't know if he can win or if he can win, being the kind of dark horse candidate. But I want you to remember, we came from Minnesota. You know what happened a few years ago in Minnesota? We had a wrestler. We had a governor for election.
The best governor Minnesota ever had.
Against the former mayor of Minneapolis, who'd been mayor for a long time, and was it the son of Hubert Humphrey? Skip Humphrey. And nobody thought anything that he could win, but the people in Minnesota were so fed up, just like people here, with regular politics. We ended up with Jesse Ventura, and he was a dang good governor.
The best governor Minnesota ever had.
Yeah. But anything is possible.
Okay. All right, thank you everyone. That's really exciting, and that's exciting for all of us to hear. It sounds like there's a lot of different strengths and talents and backgrounds around organizing that this group has, so that's pretty exciting. Before the rest of the meeting is going to go pretty quickly. I think it's exciting that we got to know more about each other. Before we begin, a special thanks to Black Dog Coffee and for John. And we do have free coffee over there, and John's outside. He missed our applause. We'll have to tell him.
Please apply when he comes back in.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
Standing ovation.
Yeah, yes. So we have an events calendar. I tried getting it forwarded to me by Florence. She had the copy of it, but she didn't get back to me in time. I sent it to her today. But pretty much the next thing on our events calendar is the next meeting, which we have. Good job.
Nice, Heidi.
Thank you. So our next meeting is September 15th. So hopefully by then I will have a copy of the events calendar for everyone. And for the next month, really that's all we have planned is the meetings. And then something else that's coming up is Bernie's birthday on September 8th. It's there's a Facebook kind of event going on September 8th. It's his birthday. Contribute $8 to his campaign. That's what's going on, kind of a birthday boost. And then on October 13th, it's my understanding that they haven't released the time for the debate, but we are having a debate watching party at the Horseshoe. So we've talked with the owner, and he said we can turn the volume up and take over the half of the room, and it's ours. People can feel free to join. It's an open event. Another deal that I have highlighted is, does anyone know if there's anything going on Labor Day? If there's anything that we could table at, or if it's kind of tough because I know people are out of town, but we were even thinking of doing like a honk for Bernie over Labor Day. It's kind of short notice.
Like Monday, do it for a couple hours by the mall or something, a honk for Bernie on Meridian.
Yeah, so if anyone's interested in that, should I have him talk to you? Talk to Jim after? Just let him know, and you can write your name down.
People interested, we'll go do it for a couple hours or something. I think it'd be something to do for Labor Day. There's a lot of events nationally going on Labor Day, but I don't know, we just kind of didn't, we got so much going on. And
So Jim, how does it work?
we just hold signs that say honk for Bernie.
Cool.
Wear your Bernie gear, come out there with your Bernie signs,
Yeah.
get people to honk, we'll get people on both sides of the road.
Yeah, and it's also Labor Day, you know.
Something easy to do, doesn't take
that.
any planning really, just something, come out there and stand for a couple hours and get people to honk at you.
Okay.
When you get about 4,000 people will see the Bernie signs. And,
Yeah.
you know, it just says Bernie.com, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get them there.
Yeah.
So another thing that we're trying, yes.
Do we have a Facebook or social media page started for this?
We have a few.
We have a few of them?
We have 3 of them.
There's
3 of them?
There's Whatcom for Bernie, Bellingham for Bernie, and then Whatcom and Bellingham for Bernie, and then there's also Whatcom for Bernie on Instagram, and so.
And Whatcom County for Bernie Sanders.
And Whatcom County for Bernie Sanders, yeah. But you know, it's grassroots. That's kind of what a lot of places are experiencing. So we're also doing a Bernie bulletin. Just something that's going on in his campaign recently. I'm sure you've all heard that he's gaining seriously on Hillary in Iowa, within the 7 points, I think. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah. So other things that are going on. We are still getting organized, so bear with us. We have a farmers market table that goes on every Saturday. So there are people that are out there every Saturday. I know Chris and Crystal were out there the entire day, just the entire day, did not get any breaks. And there's a few of us out there the week before. And so that would be awesome if people are interested in doing that.
Is there could we make a sign-up sheet?
Yeah.
Were there?
I have some.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had some sign-up sheets at the last meeting, and we got a few people signing up, but Florence has the sign-up sheets and she's not here, so we're making new ones and we'll combine them. So there will be a sign-up sheet for the farmers market. If anyone has a membership with the co-op in town, you can actually stand outside of the co-op if you have a membership with the co-op and table essentially, or hold signs, hold flyers. If you have a membership with the co-op, you can do that. So if anyone has a membership with the co-op, let me know. Another fundraising effort that's going on is there's Ellie. Ellie is making a cookbook. Ellie's not here tonight, but she wants recipes. So we're throwing that out there. They have to be family recipes. They can't be from a cookbook. But she's done that before for an event. She has a pretty big background in fundraising, and she was showing me all these cookbooks that she made, and she raised hundreds and hundreds of dollars selling cookbooks. So something else we have going on, we have a few letter to the editor writers. If that's something that you're interested in, we'll have a sign up sheet here, and we can combine it with the other one. And it's the guy that I talked to that I don't think he's here this week. I haven't seen him. He's writing a letter to the editor about. He's kind of combined. You're good. He's kind of combined something that's going on locally with an issue that Bernie Sanders is talking about. So that's an idea, and there's also independent papers you can write to all over the state. So we have that information as well. But yeah, we need people to work. So that's exciting that people are excited about that. Another thing we will have going on is we have somebody who is fundraising and doing events. So that is another option you can sign up for. So just come talk to me and I'll give you all the sign up stuff. The last one, sorry. Okay. So our fundraising right now is we are collaborating with another Bernie Sanders group in the area. So as far as I know, there's two main ones. There was a smaller group and we actually combined the guy from Boulevard. We combined with him. And then there's another group that actually they're meeting tonight too. And we're the fundraisers that are kind of in charge. They're gonna work between us because we're not competing. This is not about competing. That would be poisonous if we started competing. Because we're all working for the same goal.
I have a question on you. You're soliciting on the out of the street, or how you're going to do fundraising?
So I was going to get to that. So you're good. So some of the ideas that they have for fundraising are, of course, the cookbooks, tables. We are ordering stickers and shirts and stuff like that, and we're going to try and sell those. We also are talking about actual events. We have somebody who knows someone else who has a comedy club or a club deal, and we're talking about a comedy event or a music event that'll come later in the winter, so January, December, stuff like that. So some of the things that we plan to do with our fundraising, we would love to buy people shirts because that's a form of advertisement. We want people to have shirts, we want people to have bumper stickers, we want people to have pins. I had a bumper sticker on my car and somebody came out of Trader Joe's and asked me about it and was like, do you have meetings? So it is a form of advertisement of what we're doing in the community, and outside of the community as well. Does that answer your question?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
I've got a question about fundraising. Is the idea to raise funds to send to the Bernie campaign? Oh.
Yeah, I think, I think the shirts that we want to buy with our fundraising, if we buy it through the campaign like the shirt you have, or if you buy the stickers like the stickers off the site, they go directly to his campaign. Right. So that's also another form of, plus they help union workers. So.
I have a question about voter registration. I just asked that and I got a bunch of forms, but can anybody do this and where do we take them when we're done?
Yeah. So anyone can register people to vote. You just have to send it in. Is it the auditor's?
Yeah.
The auditor's office?
Yeah. State auditor.
Yeah.
You can look it up, or you can go to Whatcom County for BernieSanders.com on Facebook, and it's the first post on the page permanently. You can register someone to vote online, and it takes just a few minutes.
Or on your phone. There's even
or on your phone.
Yeah, most websites have the registration, and we have forms, and I've ordered more.
And the offices in the courthouse right like 2 blocks away.
So you could just deliver them there.
Yeah.
Save postage.
But also something that might be useful in terms of the fundraising is, because keep in mind we live in a caucus state, right? So we have an open caucus system where you can show up on the day of the caucus and and vote for your candidate, but it's not like the primaries where you vote and the vote decides. Like, people that are actually at the caucus become delegates, and then those delegates actually vote for the candidate. So, so as the delegates move up and they're at the state level, and then they go to the federal level, they have to get their own hotel. They have to get their own everything. So
and
right.
Are we doing caucus tonight, or is it next meeting?
Oh, caucuses?
Caucus education, is that next
Okay,
meeting?
I just wanted to do a brief little thing.
Yeah, we could do
a brief.
Okay, yeah, we could do a brief thing. Yeah, for sure.
I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. I thought the
Anyway,
confusion.
a caucus is where you physically have to show up, and this coming caucus, unless it's changed, these are pretty definite, but they're not guaranteed off of any website, to be March 26th at 10 a.m. in your local legislative precinct or whatever that is. Anyway, we have to all show up physically. I mean, this boils down to how we determine delegates is the number of people that show up at the caucus and say, I want to say I'm here for Bernie Sanders. And if the other candidate has more, we don't get that. We don't get it. Okay, and it can end all there. So the caucus is more than even the election at this point. So caucus needs everybody. If you know someone who's physically disabled, there's something called a proxy, and we can carry a proxy in for a handful of people. Each of us can carry in a couple of proxies. My understanding, I'll be able to give more information on that as I find out a little more. Caucus is vital.
Yeah.
I have a question about that. Is Bellingham historically kind of apathetic about their caucuses? Because if they are, we could totally just.
Yeah. Well,
That's what happened with Obama. I was there in 2008. The same thing happened where like a lot of new people that were just getting into the caucus process went, and then it just took over.
Because that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to show up, because that's what will happen again if we show up.
Battle of numbers.
Yeah. Because it's kind of disorganized. It's kind of a messy process. So if you have some kind of organization, you already have like way more of an edge than anybody else that's just kind of showing up.
Because I would say 9 out of 10 people I know have never ever attended a caucus, and I've only
And
been
it
one.
takes most of the day.
Yeah.
And it's
not
life
a
or death. It's life or death for this candidate. It's life or death for our state.
Yeah.
Either he gets the delegates or he doesn't, and you know it's over if he doesn't.
Okay. So, our next meeting on September 15th, it'll be at the library, and Bob is going to get a little more into the caucuses and into precinct areas and precinct captains. So that's something to look forward to. If you do have questions about the caucus, definitely come with them on our next meeting.
At the library.
Yeah, at the library. Did I say the library?
No.
What did I say?
Yes, you did.
You said library.
I said library. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
She's got a flyer, right?
Yeah, I've got a flyer.
It's right here.
7 o'clock?
7:30.
So,
Here's the list of other names.
I have a question about the last weekend you did the farmers market, I think. What did you just hand out leaflets or?
Yeah, we had
Sell buttons or?
we don't have buttons.
We had some stickers that we could sell.
We
I was
had-
meeting with John tonight after the meeting. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm meeting with him tonight after the meeting to talk about using the button machine and
Perfect. Yeah, and we
start cranking out some
Chris
buttons.
did sell. He has this big, wonderful decal, and
There's a few left.
and some little stickers where the public really wants bumper stickers, and they really want shirts, and so that's something that we're aiming towards is being able to sell those. The first week we went, we didn't have anything to sell. We just had flyers, and it actually went really well. It went really well. We people came up and they talked to us, and we even sometimes got too excited and all started talking, and so we need to work on that. I think we scared one guy. No, he stuck
when
around.
somebody comes up,
We
he's
redeemed
Bernie, and
ourselves.
you got 6 people, and said, oh.
Yeah, we're like, but I did have one lady came up and asked me why she should vote for Bernie instead of Hillary, and we talked for like 20 minutes, and it was awesome, and I was excited. So it was successful. So I'm excited
Plus, we
to see more of
register
those.
people to vote at the farmers market, and we have people like Chris and them hold signs for the cars going by. We just have people. You went walk through the market, didn't you? Also, because
I walked down the side. We're allowed. Yeah.
We're not allowed to walk in.
Well, yeah. I mean, we can walk into the market, but we're not selling anything. We're
The vendors, I'm a vendor at the Saturday market, we hate it when you do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's just really distracting.
Mhm. Yeah.
We have those religious guys that do that too. So it's sort of like, stop that.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good
You
to know.
have contribution envelopes at the tables
Yes.
for people
Yes.
to donate.
Yeah. Yeah. We had.
Yeah, we're gonna
we had it
pass
all.
it.
So,
What about the Labor Day? Where's that? What were you guys gonna do then?
Well,
Or
if
just-
there's enough people that want to do it,
yeah, we're
can-
gonna see how many people want to do it.
Then take a place.
Yeah, I was thinking Meridian would be the most traffic down there by the mall.
Meridian, or if we get enough people, we could have somebody in Meridian, somebody down over on Bell Road, where near where the religious guys stand. They get good traffic. That's why they go there.
Not last week, but the week before, the religious people came, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I took pictures of their signs. They were so absurd. Just But what happened that was so beautiful was very slowly and one by one, people with rainbow flags and people with love flags just started trickling in. And pretty soon, these guys were surrounded by rainbow flags. Everybody being so quiet and so nice. And then I don't know exactly what happened because the next time I looked up, the bad guys were gone.
Yeah. Well, so I talked to one of the ladies that's in charge of. There's people, and they go out every week to kind of combat what they're doing, and I don't know about. I don't think the group is, but she herself was religiously affiliated and was repulsed by what was going on, and so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so we are good unless either of you have something that
I just want to say one thing. When you see stuff on Facebook from anybody that's got to do with Bernie, I know liking it's really easy, but hitting that share button spreads the message because I don't have access to your friends or your friends or your friends, only you do. So if you just hit the share button, the message will spread so much faster than just hitting the like button because the like button doesn't do anything.
Well, it shows you more of what you like, but that doesn't actually spread it.
Doesn't spread the message. Yeah.
Annika, does anybody have any interest? I don't, but I wonder if anybody who does in going to DC in October for that great big.
It's not going. It's not going to happen in October. I can tell you that right now, because it takes almost 2 months of planning.
Okay, fine.
But they have talked. You're talking about the Enough Enough rally in DC. They've talked about it. They've talked to national campaign headquarters about it. They're looking into it. Bernie's schedule right now is New Hampshire, Iowa. So he doesn't want to focus. From what I got from the guy that was on the conference call with campaign was they don't want to focus any energy on the rally right now because they're focusing on winning. So the realistic date that came up was sometime in April.
Oh, wow.
Which will give everybody time because there's groups out there right now already organizing caravans, bus rentals, and stuff like that. So as far as October happening, it's unless somebody waves a magic wand and all the permits with the 4 police departments and all that gets all done, it'll probably be in April. And hopefully we will try to get as many people as there. There's also talk about them doing local stuff along with the national rally. Like, I know there's a group in San Francisco that's going to hold a rally the same day at the same time. And I don't know about Seattle, but I see that happening. So that's where the Enough Enough rally is right now.
Do you know anything about what's going on with like universities and getting a table there that's legal or anything along those lines?
So I work at the university and I go to school there. You can't have a specific candidate for a table, and for the tabling event that's going on in I think 2 or 3 weeks. The big one at the beginning of the
The climate one?
No, not that one. The info fair. The only tables that can go up, they have to be affiliated with Associated Students. So if it's not already a club, through Associated Students, it can't go. I am looking into some potential like loopholes. You know, a potential loophole might be, for example, and I'd have to look into it, is a few students starting a club, Social Democrats at Western Washington University. You know, that's a pretty obvious one. So I'm looking into it, but I can get back to you.
Is that new? Because when I was running for office, I had a table at Info Fair.
And when I went there,
It was students that made the McCarthy campaign viable.
Yeah.
It was college students.
Yeah.
And when I was there in 2008, I saw it all the time for specific candidates.
So
And
during other, like, I think there's other rules with just tabling at the university, but with the info fair, and I don't know if it's new this year, but it has to be through Associated Students. And if there was previously a club like on campus, maybe from last year, that was Social Democrats, then we could have gotten our way in there, but there wasn't. So, but yeah, and I don't know if it was new, but
just the Democrats club.
So I sent an email last night to the Young Democrats, and I haven't heard back yet.
Yeah, and I sent an email to the Political Science Association, which was like, let's get everybody's point of view and blah blah blah. That's what their description said, but I haven't heard any reply. But that's how emails usually go. You send something and you don't get a reply.
Yeah, and there's actually so and actually I'm gonna put this as a sign-up sheet too. If anyone else does go to Western or is interested in working on the campus at all, let me know, because I'm there, and so that is something that I can help. Yeah.
So have you talked to the socialist alternative people here locally, and how do they see this? Are they involved?
So
what's going on there?
I don't know exactly what the entire socialist alternative does agree with. It's Jess Spear. Do you know who Jess Spear is? She's in Seattle. She's the socialist alternative, like, kind of darling. They love Jess Spear, and she's in Seattle. And yeah, and she, her and Shana Sawant were both at the Sanders rally, and I know that Jess Spear does endorse Bernie Sanders, but the guys we talked to at the farmers market, they were saying Jill Stein, which Jill Stein's awesome, but she,
They were also saying they couldn't support Bernie running as a Democrat.
They're just purists.
Yeah. So which is too, but I kind of wanted to go and I told them I would guess, so, but they
weren't mad.
They still weren't
talked really
that
nice
impressed.
to him, and they were just saying, if he would have run as a socialist, we would have backed him, but he's running as a Democrat, we'll get back. I'm like, really? He's the most socialist person you got one better.
Yeah, it's a suicide position.
Well, exactly. Okay, so before we finish up, once again, a special thanks to Black Drop and John. And, thank you to everyone who's been working really hard. Before we've been meeting quite a few times this week. Joey and Chris and Crystal and Jim. And we've been harassing Doug. And so thank you once again. I will set up the sign-up sheets on this table. We'll give you a few minutes we'll move out and move around. We're also putting this jar out. This is donations. We're not expecting you to solely donate to us. It sounds like people are donating directly to the Bernie campaign, which that's like, yes, that's what we want. But we also have some things going locally, so just keep that in mind. And
we would use this money to get bumper stickers and shirts.
And shirts and
materials and stuff like that.
Stuff like that. So.
Annika, one other thing. It's real easy to order a yard sign from the campaign. We got one. It costs, including shipping, $17.20. Get a yard sign.
I was gonna say that if any of you guys are on the fundraising email list, and you have an idea for a button, since I can make whatever button I want to, and we can just sell those or give them out.
Yeah, we need to give
if you have
them
an
back.
idea for like a button sign, and they're like only about like 2 inches, just go ahead and email them to me. I'm John Garber, and I'll just make whatever.
Right, that's interesting because I do like a lot of graphic stuff, right? So what specifications for the buttons are they? Just a circle with a diameter of 2 inches? And that's what I need to make.
It's like you don't need to do that. I can just crop it myself into the correct proportions. But yeah, the graphic has to fit into like the little
2 by 2
inch diameter.
Yeah.
And then then I can just go ahead and.
Okay, cool.
I need to know I want to send you something too. How do we know where to send it?
So if you're on the fundraising email list, that gets sent to everybody, right? The influence emails.
I know.
No, we're not. We need to get that
There
going.
were 2 Bernie organizations. I only heard from one about this. I didn't hear about the other meetings. So we need to get all the names and numbers in one place somehow.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind, we'll because we're what our plan is to send. We'll probably send a general email to everyone, and then we'll send the specific emails for what you sign up for. If you don't mind, can we put your email on one of the emails? So, okay.
Identify this as the button guy or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe we should get a sheet of paper and write everybody's email on it that wants to.
I've got lots of them. So,
Maybe those can pass around.
I was just gonna put them right on this table, and we'll give each other a little bit of room. But so we have Western, and I'm gonna put Whatcom too. Whatcom, ETC. So the campuses, we have farmers market, sign up sheet. We have fundraising. We have events, and fundraising and events seem to kind of cross over a lot. And then we have just the general Bernie sign up. I might just say that.
What time does the farmer's market start at?
10 on Saturdays.
We're usually there by 9:30.
Farmers market?
Yes. If you can help, it's open this week.